Did you all grow up with a naked mom?
Yes. And I didn't just grow up with a naked mom. I grew up with the nakedest mom.
Girls who grew up with a naked mom are the true girls. I think that we view the world differently, and I think that we view other women differently.
Did you grow up with a naked mom? How is it like having your mom naked all around in the house all the time? Or your parents might not just be your mom. How does it feel like living with a naked parent? That's a conversation we are having in today's video because people on TikTok that have naked moms or naked parents, they're like, that is the best thing that can happen to you. If you grew up with a naked mom, you're going to be a girl's girl, like a real girl's girl for real, because you appreciate a woman's body. Hey, beautiful people, how are you all doing today? It's your girl Maria Davids, and thank you so much for tuning in another interesting video. Did you grow up with a naked mom, and now eventually you're now the naked mom, or you're not the naked person? Let us know. And do you think it's weird if you didn't grow up with a naked mom? How do you see people that grow with, like, let's have conversation about this, because this is what people are talking about on TikTok today, and I decided to share with you all today. So let me go ahead and roll some videos for you all to watch, and I'll see you at the end of the videos.
Either grew up with a naked mom or a not naked mom, meaning like when you were a kid, your mom would freely walk around naked, or you never saw your mom naked at all, even like getting dressed or anything.
I did have a naked mom. I had a naked mom. I do remember one time taking a bath with her, and I probably said something like, ew, and then it just stopped after that.
Kids could be assholes.
I did not grow up with a naked mom.
You never saw your mom change or anything?
No. And now I'm a naked mom.
You are? Okay.
At least for now. Maybe it's like a generational skip thing because my grandma is a naked grandma. Like, she gives no fucks. But my mom is not a naked mom. But I'm a naked mom, so maybe it skips a generation.
Yeah.
Yes. And I didn't just grow up with a naked mom. I grew up with the nakedest mom. By the way, hey, it's Khad Raconte, and these are the lessons that I learned from having a naked mom. So just to set the scene, I grew up in an apartment building and we lived on the ground floor. We had these big windows and we did not have like these thick opaque curtains. So if you wanted to get a peek at what was going on in my house, you could literally just look out the window from the outside. And so once in a while, my dad would bring that up when he'd see my mom walking around butt ass naked, because he'd be like, yo, people outside can see you. And she'd be like, all right, so? And my dad would get annoyed, but her response was just so good, because she was like, why would I care? We all know that the one place that people can get privacy should be in their homes. So if my neighbor or some rando in the neighborhood decides to walk past my door or my window and look inside my house, that's them being a weirdo creep, not me. There's nothing wrong with what I'm doing. They're being a weirdo creep, and we should talk about that. And that was such a great lesson to hear at an early age, because it really made me understand how, like, just because you're naked does not mean that that's an invitation for anybody to do anything about it, right? Like, you should be able to walk around butt-ass naked in the city and have people simply avert their gaze. But we live in a society that's so obsessed, right, with naked bodies and naked women specifically, that like people think that any amount of skin being shown on a female coded body is an invitation for something. And honestly, like, that lesson has been really like circulating in my mind all summer long, because I didn't really realize how masculine I must present in the winter time. I guess the layers and stuff make me look more like a dude. But as soon as the summer came around and I started having my legs out, oh my God, the amount of staring that I was getting was unbelievable. And it's literally just like, y'all ain't never seen a leg before? Come on. By the time I became a teenager, I decided to confront my mom about being a naked mom. I was like, yo, mom, why don't you ever wear clothes in the house? And she was literally so bewildered and confused at that question. Like, she literally stared at me for like 30 seconds, like, what? And I was confused about why she was confused, because I felt like it was a normal question. But then she started answering the question, and then everything made sense. She said, I just think it's funny how, she hit me with the, I just think it's funny how. I just think it's funny how when you needed my body, AKA my breasts, to keep you alive, you had no problems with me being naked all the time. But now that you could chew your own food, all of a sudden it's a problem? Grow up. And that was the end of that conversation. Because, you know, titties, they have utility, and they don't have to have utility in order to be seen. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But the last big lesson, and that's less to do with my mom specifically and more to do with just my family in general, because it's not just my mom who's like this. My mom is a naked mom, but like her sisters, her mom, my grandmothers on both sides of my family, my aunties on both sides of my family are very naked. I grew up seeing so many different body types, you know, like in their fullness. And I got to interact with those bodies too, because it was very common for like us to wash each other. Like my mom would ask me to wash her back when she was pregnant, or my grandmother would ask me to like put ointment on her legs, stuff like that, right? So I got to like really see what aging bodies look like.
Growing up with a naked mom, I'm accustomed to things that people are not aware of. Like, they like, what? When I walk in the house with my company, I would make sure they wait at the door. I look around, make sure my mom not in the kitchen, the bathroom, the places that they would see her. Now, usually, she damn near in the bathroom with the door open. So I gotta close the door, tell her I'm having company, let them come in, she'll come back. Or when I'm on the phone with people, I can never set my phone up in the bathroom, like while I'm doing my hair, because my mom will just walk in the bathroom, asshole naked, sit down, piss, shit, anything, while I'm sitting there doing my hair. Anything, no boundaries. I also have to let her know when I have anybody in my house, because even if I got somebody in my room, she will knock on the door, bust open, titties out, ass out. And I fear that's me. If you looked at all my videos, I had never have a shirt on, never had no clothes on.
My family was the naked family, and I'm gonna explain why I am now the naked mom. And if you don't know like what the naked family is, it's basically just like my parents were naked in front of me, I'm naked in front of my daughter. And this sounds weird if you didn't grow up like this. Now, I grew up like this, so I never knew it was weird until I had like friends over and I was like, oh, hold on, I gotta go see my parents. And they could tell that I just walked in on them while they were taking a shower. And they were like, what the fuck? Like, that's super. Now, if you grew up with a family that's the opposite, I don't know what your experience was, but my goal in being a naked mom is to show my daughter that being naked does not sexual experience. People can just be naked and it doesn't always have to be a sexual thing, because sometimes the first thing that people see naked bodies in is porn. So naked does not equal sexuality. Also, it's normal. It's normal to have bodies.
I grew up having a naked mom. Let's talk about it. So when I say I grew up having a naked mom, my mom never wore clothes. Like, and I don't know if it's because it was her house, her rules. She just thought she could walk around naked. Now, I thought at first that it was maybe like a Caribbean thing, like Caribbean moms just walk around naked. However, I'm seeing like a lot of people come up with their stories about dealing with a naked mom, and it's just not a Caribbean thing. It seems like a lot of moms literally walk around their house naked. With my mom being a naked mom, I feel like that has shaped me in some way, because I am now her naked daughter. If I could be naked 100% of the time, I would choose to be naked. When I got my own apartment, like literally, it was so hard for me to keep clothes on. The only time I would have clothes on is if somebody was coming over. I know some people probably like ick, like, or they felt uncomfortable, but me, I never felt uncomfortable being around my mother when she was naked. And I don't know if it's because like it happens so frequently, but literally even up to this day, when she's taking a shower, I will put the toilet seat down and I will have a whole full-blown conversation with my mother. So yeah, I am a naked daughter because I grew up having a naked mom. I'm interested in knowing if having a naked mom shaped you in any form. So text me in the comments, because I really want to get into this, because I know a lot of people, you know, now seeing a naked mom, they enjoy being naked, or, you know, some people grew up uncomfortable. So I'm interested in hearing your story. Text me in the comments.
Those who grew up with a naked mom are the true girls. I think that we view the world differently, and I think that we view other women differently. And I feel like no matter, even growing up with a naked mom, even when I hated my body and when I loved my body, I still had this like just respect for the female body. And I think if you grew up with a naked mom, you have that respect not only for yourself, but for other women, where like we just really don't like subscribe to that ideal like type of body. Like if you grew up with a naked mom, I think you think all women are beautiful. I think all women are beautiful. And I just have a inherent like respect and love for the female body in the most ordinary way. Nothing special about it, but everything's so special about it.
Looking back on it and seeing that I really had a genuine naked mom, like I think I just had like a hippie mom, to be honest. And it really was amazing. Like, I don't know about a lot of different upbringings, but I know that mine definitely taught me like, be who you are. Like, even with my mom having us as her kids, like have side eye her like, girl, what is you doing? My mom was still herself. Like, I'm me. Like, Y'all don't understand. Y'all kids, y'all don't get it. I'm me. I'm living my life. And you know what? Looking back at it, I understand. I get that too. Like, you had a long day at work. Yo, you got kids to take care of. You got all this stuff on your shoulders, and all you want to do is come home and just be bare booty, ball naked. I get it. Because I too do that. And I don't even have no kids. And I understand. When people be coming over my house, I be like, baby, you just gonna have to cover up your eyes because this is my house. You get what I'm saying?
Normal. Naked mom or not naked mom? I only know of naked mom, but
I have a naked mom. And in fact, there is probably a genetic component to it too, because growing up, I had a naked granny as well. It was just something that the women in our family didn't think anything about. So think back a few years ago, I'm in the bathroom, naked, of course, getting ready for the day. And my daughter, who was in middle school at the time, walked in. We're having a conversation. And at one point, I see her looking at me with a little bit of confusion and a little disgust. And she said, "Are my boobs gonna look like that too when I get older?" And for a split second, I had a flashback to my childhood, remembering my mom naked in the house, remembering my granny naked, and thinking of these visions of sad little lemons in a tube sock. And I looked directly at my daughter and I said, yes, yes, they will. And my boobs look like this because of you and your brother. So all of you Gen Zers, remember this. At one point, Gen Xers had perky boobs.
Did I grow up with a naked mom? No. Maybe half naked. I don't think I've ever seen my mom's down there before, but I've kind of seen her boobs very well. But down there, I've never. So I would say I didn't grow up with a naked mom. And I kind of, when I'm listening to this kind of conversation, it's kind of weird for you to just be naked and walking up and down. Like your children have to call you, like, Mom, I'm having a visitor, go put on some clothes. It's weird to me, right? It's weird to me. And it's kind of uncomfortable, in my own opinion. Maybe because I didn't grow up like that. So I see it as uncomfortable. In fact, I feel like at a certain age of your child, you shouldn't be naked in front of them, especially if they are the opposite, sex. If you have a daughter at a point, your husband should not be naked because these children, they will talk, especially when they are small. They want to talk and be like, oh, this. My dad has something like this dangling between his legs. They talk and they ask so many questions. So I just feel like it's gonna be awkward naked in front of them. But then when you guys are now adults, you're naked. It's weird. It's weird to me. I didn't know this is supposed to be a thing anyway. In fact, if I have a roommate and we're walking naked all together, it's gonna be weird to me. We're not even family related, like friends. No, it's that you put on something sexy, something breathable, like something more or less like you're wearing something, maybe like, just put on something light if you're hot or something, but like totally naked from head to toe is weird to me. It's very weird to me, to be honest. And then I feel like if you also have a son, and as a boy mom, you should know that you shouldn't just be opening your body like that when you get to a certain stage or a certain age for your child, if that makes sense. In my own opinion, to be honest, I see it as is weird. And yeah, somebody said if you didn't grow up with naked parents or naked mom, you will see it as weird, but it's not weird. Am I the only one that see it as weird? Because it's weird in my head. It's weird. I understand the fact that you're going to appreciate a woman's body. And in fact, I understand the fact that you're going to be comfortable with your body. You're going to love your body as a woman, especially if you see your mom loving her body. And even if she doesn't have that perfect body, but she's confident to, be out there and all of that. Some people don't want to be naked in front of you because they are shy of their flaws. Probably they just have a particular flaw that it makes them to be very insecure not to show you some part of their body, you know. But then I understand for that you can, when you see probably your mom doing that, you might appreciate it at a point. You might appreciate a woman's body very well, even when they don't have that perfect body. I understand that fact. I'm very comfortable when I'm alone. I can be naked, but when I know that I have people around, I can't be naked, like totally naked from head to toe. I just feel like it's not appropriate, especially when you have growing children. It's not appropriate. But if it's gender, the same gender, you can. I don't have a problem if your mom does that to the daughter and da da da. But parents, your dad, I don't know if it's African mentality, but it's weird to me. But then I'd like to know your own thoughts about this conversation in the comment section. Do you think it's weird or not? Did you grow up with a naked parent or naked mom? Or are you the naked mom? Are you the one that's going to start it to your generation? As I said, there's nothing to being naked. There's nothing wrong being naked. You can be naked if you want to. But if you have people around, how do you feel being naked? And do you think that the person that is with you is comfortable with the fact that you're naked in front of them? And being naked does not naturally means sexual something. No, you can just be naked because you want to. Maybe you're hot. I just feel like most people that get naked is maybe because they are hot and they feel like I don't want to put on any clothes on my body. Or you want to sleep, you can sleep naked, right? But walking around naked in the whole house when you know you have people in the house, it's weird. In my own opinion. What is your take? Let me know your thought down in the comment section. Check out Mara Davis and thank you so much for tuning in. And I'll see you in my next video.